My name is Becky Nana Ayebia Clarke. I was born in Ghana and came to the UK in 1974 when I was just coming up to 16 years old. I had a brilliant primary school just 30 miles outside of Accra in Ghana. And then when I finished that, I went to what then we used to call the middle school. But then couldn't continue to go on to sixth form because my father died suddenly. My father had been a huge figure in our lives and he was a judge and my mother was a housewife. I was just coming up for boarding school and unfortunately I had to drop out because my mother couldn't afford to pay for me, and so my education stopped abruptly. When I came into the UK, I decided that I would look into the possibility of doing something. But it wasn't until I met my husband David and I started work at Heinemann Educational Publishers that I decided that this must be the time. At Heinemann, I was surrounded by people who were all degree holders. I didn't feel any less, but I just felt that I needed that qualification behind me. And I just happened to have gone to the canteen and I was looking through The Guardian and I saw an advert for OU degrees. And I remember thinking, this is exactly what I might want to do. I studied what they call them the Humanities. So literally I was doing literature. I made those choices because I was working at Heinemann, but also because I loved reading. I like nothing better than get myself into a book. I just love to read. I felt very lucky to be working in an environment that actually published these writers whose work I was reading on my courses that I was studying. I remember doing a long essay on Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, which is a classic text, which is published by Heinemann. And at the time I was in contact with him by phone and it made me feel really good that I was working on his text, and sometimes I will actually tell him that I'm doing an essay on your book. It was a wonderful 6 years of my life. I've taken a huge amount of transferable skills into my work from my OU studies. I remember particularly having to read a huge amounts of text and having to analyze it, and that's precisely what I do in my day-to-day work. I have to read stories, I have to analyze them, I have to critique them, and I have to decide what will go forward. I also have to write blurbs and summaries, and these skills I have learned from doing OU essays and summaries, and I think really it was the best training. I would say without any hesitation that the OU laid a solid foundation for me and enabled me not only to go on and do an MA degree at Oxford University, but to start my own business. I don't think I could have had the confidence to feel I can run my own publishing house without the foundation that was laid for me at the Open University. And I'm really delighted to say that last year, 2013, was our 10th anniversary. And 2011, I was awarded an honorary MBE for my services to the publishing industry in the UK.